Good morning, good morning, good morning. Morning on YouTube. It's 9:02 a.m. September 2nd. You are watching The Way I Trade. This is the pre-market. So I am getting ready to start my pre-market routine. All right, I'm getting ready to start my pre-market routine. Before the market opens at 9:30, so I am starting to look for stocks that are moving this morning. So first, I start with a group of stocks that I put together. I have a list of stocks that I put together. So I am looking at that to see what's moving. The first one that I see on the list is PSTV, which is moving. PSTV. So let me put that on my, and then I have a list of charts that I use to guide me. So PSTV, put that on the list of my charts. All right. And the next one that's up is support, SPRT. It's also up in the pre-market. So we're going to put that up here. My list of charts, SPRT. Okay. And I'm also looking at the volume. I'm looking at the volume. that is already traded in the pre-market so far, and then the movement of the stock if the stock is up. All right, so all the other ones are lower in volume so far. On my list of stocks, now I'm going to go ahead and look at the filter that I have. That this filter covers all the markets. So this filter covers all the markets, and it gives you all the high volume stocks that are moving. So now let me take a look here. On the top of my list, I see GSAT. It's actually closed at 189 yesterday, up at 214 today. Let me just add this to the chart list. GSAT. Next, we have BBIG, but BBIG closed on the left. These are the price of where the stock closed the previous day. So these price on the left are the closed price for yesterday. And then on the right are the current price that the stock is trading right now. So BBIG closed at 942. So even though it's up in volume at 3 million in volume, it's actually lower than where it closed yesterday. So I'm not going to go ahead and put that on my list yet. Then I have FCUV that closed at 1928. Right now it's at 2117. So I'm going to put that on the list. FCUV. Okay. Let's see. All right, next we have EDU. I try to stay away from trading the EDU just because of what's going on with the Chinese stocks right now. That's one of those Chinese stocks. So I try to stay away from those for now. For now. Next, you have SQQQ. I'm not really trading that. ATER closed at 740 yesterday. Right now it's at 728. So 728 is not really doing much. It's still lower than where it closed yesterday. So I'm not going to put that on the list right now. All right, so all the others down the list, those are lower in volume, but I'll just see if anything is still moving, even though the volumes are lower. But I like to see the ones in volume that are over like a million and up. So let's see. And by the way, I have a small account, so I don't trade large price stocks. For large price stocks, what I trade is options. I trade options for large price stocks, so I don't trade the actual stock price. If it's over $50, I don't really trade the actual stock. I would rather trade options because you can get the options prices cheaper, even though options are more risky than trading stocks. But I'd rather trade the options for those price stocks and get which is you actually spend less to buy the options, and you can earn more when you buy less. You can earn more than when you buy less with the large price stocks. When you buy less with the large price stocks, it's difficult to really earn a lot on those high price if you're not buying a whole lot. If you're buying a whole lot in volume, then yes, you can make good profits. But if you're not buying a whole lot in volume, then you won't be making a large profit, so to speak, right? Depends on the strategy you are using and how long you keep the trade on the on the board. So it's more difficult to get a larger profit when we buy less stocks as opposed to more stocks. When we buy more stocks, it's easier to get a better profit, right? So because of my smaller account, I don't want to trade high price stocks because I will be limited to just buying just a couple stocks, which is still okay. You can still just buy like a couple stocks because sometimes I do that too, especially when the stocks are so volatile. When the stocks really move from $10 to $20 and $20 to $30, those are high risk. So when the stock is high risk like that, movement is so risky. I don't like to trade a lot of stocks. I don't want to buy a lot of stocks. So I'll buy just a few because of the risk. The volatility is too great. So make the risk even more great, right? So I rather buy less stocks and then have the stock move that much, like a $10 movement or a $5 movement. But if it moves $10 or $5 against you, then the risk is greater for you to lose more. So I rather buy less when the stock is so volatile. Okay, so we have LCID closed at 1779. It's now at 1822. So it's moving up above where it closed yesterday. So we're going to put that on the list also. LCID. LCID sorry, is making a move up. DD, DIDI closed at 920. Currently it's at 937. Right, but it's it's pretty much right where it closed yesterday. So I'll let it wait for now. I'll wait on that one. I'll probably wait until the market open to see what happens. What else is moving? Okay, so all right, so pretty much that's about it. So what I'll do is I'll wait until the market opens now. When the market opens, then I will actually see which other stocks jump to the top of the list or start moving up on the list. So this is the pre-market list. And then when the market opens up, then of course the list will start taking on a different look because more stocks that are not trading in the pre-market will start trading when the market opens up and start populating on this filter. So I will just wait now, wait it out until the market open to see what stocks are moving. In the meantime, I'm watching the ones that I've already selected: PSTV, SPRT, GSAT. We have FCUV, LCID. So right now, 5 of those that I've already selected in the pre-market to put them on my watch list, put them on my charts. And my charts are already set to pre-market view. So if you're looking at the charts, these charts are set to pre-market view. So I can see the movement in pre-market. All right, these are pre-market view. So the ones that look the best right now on the list, I would say GSAT, LCID, and PSTV. Those are the ones that are looking the best on the list right now because they're currently close to the pre-market high. That's what I mean by that. The current price is currently close to the high of the pre-market so far. So it's more likely that they will be easier to break away and start, going up when the market opens up. But we still don't know. So we still have to wait until the market opens up. Then we go for it. So what I'll start to do is I'll start to set up my orders just for the ones that I want to trade when the market opens up. The ones that are looking pretty okay right now. So first one I'm going to put the order in for is LCD. I'm not putting the order in yet. I'm just setting the order up. So LCID, I'm just putting my order together. All right, so LCID, so I set the order up for that. Also, I'm going to set up an order for GSAT. GSAT, setting an order up for that. And I'll also set an order up for support. By the way, PSTV, I'm actually in that already as a swing trade. So I'm already in PSTV. So support, I'm setting up my order for support. Support. All right, so I have the order set up for support as the SPRT. I have an order set up for GSAT. I have orders set up for LCID, and I'm already in PSTV from a couple days ago as a swing trade. And FCUV, I'm going to go ahead and set up an order for that too. So FCUV. Okay, so I have my orders all set up. I'm just waiting for the market to open. Let me take a look at FCUV. I want to just take a look at the trend for the year, the annual chart here. Okay, so it was a bit just kind of flat. Just starts packing up $5. So it starts to make a run as of August 31st. It starts to make a run. It's been running up. Okay, so that's FCUV. The reason why I'm taking a look at it is because the pre-market right now it's up high. Well, it actually went high. Put it back to today's view. So in the pre-market, the FCUV went as high as $30 so far. That's the high it has been at $30, but it has since then fallen down below $20. Now it's at $21.15 for the price, $21.15 for the price. So hello. So it has fallen down to 21 right now. It's at 21 FCUV. So that means it did a big run in the pre-market, went very high at $30. And it closed yesterday at $19. So yesterday the price here on the top, that's the price it closed at 19.28 yesterday. Okay, guys, so I'm back. I had to take a call, so I'm back. And look at LCID. LCID is breaking out, heading up. We are 3 minutes to the market open. Okay, guys. LCID is breaking out. We're 3 minutes to the market open. And we are getting ready to see what movement we have. When the market opens in 2 minutes, GSAT started to turn down. FCUV is looking to climb a bit. So you have, and then you have LCID, which is already up. See. Market opens in 1 minute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get FCI, FCUV. Okay. Taking my profit on PSTV. I've been holding that for a couple of days, so I'm taking the profit on that. All right, so we're getting out of FCUV. We took a quick trade on that. FCUV, so quick in and out on FCUV. And then I took my profit on PSTV, which I was holding for a couple of days now. So far, 2 quick profits. Well, one of them has been one that a swing trade that I've been holding for a couple of days. So I just got out with the profit. All right, and then That's the swing trade. I just got out with the profit. And FCUV, I got in at 21 and some change, and I just got out at 23 and some change. So a quick in and out trade to make the profit on that. Now LCID is looking to break out, so I'll watch that and see what happens. I may get back into FCUV because it has room to run, try to go back up to that $30. Okay, so let's see what we excuse me. All right, let's see what's on the board right now. So on the board, now that the market is open, we have GSATs at the top of the volume list. On my chart, GSAT has been turning down. So right now, the pre-market high for GSAT is actually 218. That was the high. Now it's at 207, and it's been trending down. Support has now turned, and it's now heading up. So support is heading up to the pre-market high. So what I like to do is allow these to get up to the pre-market high and pass the pre-market high. So the high of the pre-market for support is up here at 28.18. Currently it's at 27.54. It's trying to get up there. So if it passed the pre-market high, then I can do one of two things. I can get in after it passes the pre-market high, get in and then try to get that breakout to see how high it will go past the pre-market high, or wait for it to pass the pre-market high, go and test whatever high it's trying to get to, and then pull back. When it goes past the pre-market high, get up to another high, pull back. Then at the time, that time I try to get in when it pulls back, so I can retest the high again, looking for it to come back down and try to retest that high that it tried before. So you see right now, it's still struggling to even get to the pre-market high for support. So the pre-market high is at 28. So we want to see it get past the pre-market high and then create a new high. GSAT, same thing, it's still below the pre-market high. FCUV, I got into that. The only reason why I got into that is because it went up as high as $30 in the pre-market high, but came back down all the way down to $20, $21. So it had all that room to try to go back up to test the pre-market high, which is a long way up, right, to $30. So I was thinking that with that long gap of from 21 to $30, it's going to try to go at least some way up back to that $30. So I don't have to wait for it to try to get up to the $30. So I get in at the 21, which is where it was because it's already low. It's already low. So I get in at the 21. And once it starts to make that move to try to go up now back to the $30, I just get out at the 23.90 something. It was like almost $24. So I got in at $21 and change, and then got out at the 24, right at the 24 marker, right? And now see it has turned back around and it's come back down to 21. 73. That's FCUV. LCID also was running up in the pre-market. When the market opened, it made a spike up 1864, but since then it has also turned back down, came back down. All right, so support is now trying to get past that pre-market high. It's now at 27.88. So support is the one to keep my eyes on. I keep my eyes on that and see. Now it's actually hitting that 28. So now that it has already hit the 28, right, and it has now passed the pre-market high, then what I'll do is I'll wait and see what it does if it tries to make a new high and then pull back. If it makes a new high and then pull all the way back down, then I'll try to get in at that dip. Get in at the dip and try to get it to go up, get it going back up. So it went to 28, about 28.40, and it's now pulling back already. So that's too quick. It's pulling back too quick. Meanwhile, still watching FCUV because, like I said, it still has a long gap, a big gap to try to, retest that $30 that it did in the pre-market, and it's actually number 3 on the volume list. So it's probably, even now, it's probably a good time to still get back into it. Let me see. I'm just gonna probably go back into that because it came back all the way back down to the 21. And support is starting to make a run too. So FCUV came back down to the 2021 marker. All right, so I'm just going to go back into that. Where is it now? The 22, right? We're going to go back into that because that, like I said, still has a ways to go to try to get back up to that $30. But I'm not trying to get back up to the $30. I just need to get some of that $30. Well, when I say some of that $30, I mean, I just need to get it to go up a little bit. I don't have to wait for it to go up all the way to $30. This is okay, so FCUV, so I got back into that and just looking for it to try to get back up to the 24 and even try to break past the 24 because it has such a big gap that it went up in the pre-market, right? It went up in the pre-market, such a big gap. So if it's now at 21, I got in at 22.30, it's falling down at the 21 marker. So if it gets down to about 20, then I'll probably start to exit out of it. Let's see if it can hold the 21 and change and start to make a run back up. If it starts breaking down and falling below the 20, then it's time to get out. Okay, so support went up to the 28.50 and then came right back down. So right now on my list, nothing else is doing anything worthwhile for me to try to trade. So it's just a waiting game to wait and see what changes. PSTV already got out of that. That was a swing trade I was in that went up this morning. So I got out of that and took the profit. Support went up to 28.50, has not passed that and came back down. So nothing doing, watching it right now. FCUV already got in at 21 and got out at 24. So I already made up some profit on that. Right, I already made some profit on FCUV. So I got in at 21 and change and got out at 24, right around 24. It was like 23.99, 23.90, somewhere there. So I already got some profit on FCUV, but I just went back in FCUV because it went up to the 24 and came back down, right? And because it came back down to the 21, I'm looking for it to retest to go back up to that 24 again. So I got in at the 21 and 30, 21.30. I'm looking for it to go back up, trying to test that 24. It may not, we don't know. It may get to the 24 and pass the 24 and try to get back up to the pre-market high, which is $30. The pre-market high is 30. So it may try to get back up to the pre-market high, which is 30, right? Which is a long way off, but I'm not waiting to see I'm not waiting to sticking around in the trade for it to get to the $30, right? If it gets to the 23 or get to the 24, that's good enough of a profit, and I can just get out right there, right? So I don't have to try to wait for it to get to $30. That would be nice, but you don't want to. I don't want to run the risk of trying to wait and then it bounce back and take away whatever profit it was giving you. So I don't want to try to be greedy. I don't try to be greedy. I get the profit and get out. Okay, so it's been trying to hold at the 22 or the 21 on change, which is a good sign. That means it's trying to just build up momentum. It's building up, it's consolidating. I'm talking about FCUV, it's consolidating right around that area. And I would love to see it just start to do a push now to try to get back up to that 30, which it went to in the pre-market. So we'll see what it does, right? Once it start to make that push, then I'm looking to start to take my profit. On the volume list, we have GSAT, we have PSTV at number 2, BBIG at number 3, but that's within the red. And then we have FCUV, the one that I'm currently in, number 4 on the volume list. Then we have CHPT. So let me put CHPT on my board. CHPT, let's look at that. That in the center right here. Okay, so that has not been doing good. That was also high in the pre-market and then dive when the market opened. So now it's at 22.86, so it's not doing nothing really. All right, we're still waiting on FCUV to see what direction it's going to take. It's been kind of struggling to try to break out. Usually when it's struggling like that, I don't like when it's struggling like that because sometimes it's not a good sign. When it's struggling to start to go back up. So if it's struggling too much, most times I just get out because it's struggling to try to go back up to make some sort of a run. It's been down for a while at the 22, 21, and 80, 21.90 marker. And it's kind of still consolidating, struggling to kind of get back up there. We're still holding to see what it does. And if it breaks and start to go down to like to the $20, then I'll get out of it. But right now it's still trying to hold on to the 21.80, 21.90, right at 22. I got it at 22.30. So I'm still down a little bit in that, but I already made profit on it already. I already got in at 21 and change, and then I got out at 23 and change. So I already made profit on it. But I don't want to give back the profit that I already made. So I'm looking for it to make another run back up to the 23, 24 area. But if it's struggling too much, then my cutoff, my risk, my stop would be about $20, just so I don't give back all the profit that I already made on it. So if it starts to dive, then I'll get out. If it starts to dive right before it gets to $20, I would get out of it. So that way I don't give back all the profit. But if it starts moving back up with momentum to go back to the 22, 23, 24, that'll be a good second trade. Sometimes I do that, take a second trade. I'm still kind of struggling to make a move. So I think I'm going to probably get out of it just from the fact that it's looking like it's trying to break down. I don't want to give back the profit that I already got on it. So let's see. It's getting back in the 22 area. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, I think I'm going to get out of it because it started to go down even lower. So I just got out of it. Yeah, now it's starting to break down. So I got out of it so I don't have to give back too much of that profit that I already made on it. Okay, FCUV. So I already got out at the 21. Let me see. I got out at 21. I got out at 21.83. I got it I got in at 22.35. I got in at 22.35, and it was just struggling. So I got out at 21.83. So I don't give back all the profit, because the first time I bought it at 21.6. I bought it the first time at 21.66 and got out at 23.99. So that was a good profit. 21.66 I bought it, and then got out at 23.99. And the second trade, I got back in at 21. Wait, sorry, got back in at 22.35. 22.35, and it was breaking down. So I got out at the 21.83. Just for a very small loss. Try to keep your loss small. I keep my loss, try to keep my loss small. So that's the goal, is to keep the loss small, right? And I didn't give back all the profit that I made on the first trade. So I don't want to make the trade, make profit, and then give it all back, right? So I got out, and there, and sure enough, it went all the way down to the $20. Now it may just bounce back and come back up, which is okay. But I got out before it made that big drop. And it did make a big drop down to that $20 marker. Talking about FCUV. Let's bring it up on the board. Let's make it bigger on the board. Let's see. FCUV. So now it's been breaking down. It's been breaking down. See all this shaded area, This represents the pre-market movement. This is what the stock was doing before the market opened. They made this big run up here to $30.50, and that was the pre-market high. And then it's been going down ever since. It's been going down, been going down. Start to make a turn here to go back up. When the market opened, it made a run up to 23.50. So I got in right at the market when the market opened up. I got in right around here, 21.66, and it made this big run up to 23 and almost 24. And then I got out at 23.99. And when I got out, it made that turn back down. It's been down ever since. So see, actually it came back down to 21 down here, but I got in at 22 right around here. Right, I got in right around here, 22, and it's been struggling to go back up. So when it made its turn to go back down, I got out at 21.83, and now it's down at 20.15. So it may come back down to this low, which is right here. This low is what, 19, which is pretty much where it ended yesterday, where it actually closed yesterday. So this may be a low it's coming back down to. And when it comes back down to this low, so this is like a support level. When it comes back down to this level, then it may be an opportunity to take another trade once it gets to this low, because it may go back up to like 20, 21, somewhere there, because it's already been to 30 this morning in the pre-market. It has already been to 20, almost 24 in the market, right? So with this drop now, this could definitely be creating another opportunity for another trade. So if it gets down to this low, which is right down here, this is like 19.30. If it gets down to this trade at 19, then and start to bottom out, then I may just go ahead and get something else, which it seems like it's probably trying to get a bottom down here at the 20 line. but I'll wait and see if it's going to try to stick around at the 20 line, or it's going to drop down below the 20 line and go down to 19. And if it drops down below 19, but below 20 and get down to 19, then I'll definitely probably try to get in again. So I'll just let that stay for now. Put that back in the list and see what it does. But so far, I've already made profit on my swing trade that I was holding, which was PSTV. This was a swing trade. So PSTV I've been holding, and it's been up this morning. So I already got out, get some profit. It went down. It's just trying to go back up again. I already got out with the profit, and then I already got into FCUV, made some profit, and then after I got out of it with the profit, I went back in, and it started to go against me, so I got out right away with just a small loss. So I did not give back all that profit that I made on the first trade. All right, so all in all, so far so good for the morning. And on my list, let's see what is going on. What else is going on the list? So on the list of my charts, support did a run up to 28.50 and has broken down, came back all the way down, and it's not doing nothing much. So support is not doing nothing much since it's broken down. It's now at 27. GSAT, which is number 1 on the volume list. Excuse me. GSAT, which is number 1 on the volume list, has actually, see, GSAT it's already passed the pre-market high. This is the pre-market high right here. So it already passed the pre-market high, and now it's actually at 220. So the pre-market high was about 218. So it has barely passed the pre-market high and has made a new high, but not too far above the pre-market high, and it's turning back down. It's coming back down. So nothing doing yet with that. It's just barely passed the pre-market high. It made a new high. Now it's turning back down. If it comes back down, even with that, I probably wouldn't try to get that unless it probably came back all the way back down to the market low. The market low was 205. If it was to come back down to the 205, then I probably get it on that dip. But I'm still looking for it to still go above where it's at right now. The market high is just 220, right around 220, which is already made this morning since the market opened. So looking for it to probably go higher. Let's look at the annual. Let's see what it looks like on a yearly chart. So on the yearly chart, it's gone pretty much the same distance. Already it has gone to 257. And then it has trended down back. Climb up a bit again. It came all the way back down to 89 cents at some point. Went back up to like $1.77, $1.88. Came back down to $1.25. And now it's up to in the $2 area. So it's actually just, excuse me, just trying to retest that high that it has been. And this was back February 12th this year, 2021. So February 12, 2021, it went up as high as 248, 257. And on February 17 went up to 257. And now it's at 218, so 219. It's trying to go back up to that high that it went to in February. So the possibility is there. Let's put it back to today's chart, which is the 1 minute chart. Have it set to a 1 minute chart right now, 1 minute for today. 1 minute movement. And so right now it's not doing nothing much. Other movement. Oh, look at PSTV. PSTV has fallen all the way back down to 207. Now it has been a big dive. I'm happy I came out of that before I made this big dive. Okay, LCID. Where is that on my volume list? LCID on the volume list is all the way to the bottom here, very low. Currently trading at 9 million in volume. LCID. It has made a new high from the pre-market high, and it's trying to break out even above that, but it's not. It's just consolidating right in $18.57 area. It's not trying to. It's not. Hasn't been able to go past that. And then look at FCUV. It just came back down to 19 and change. It just went down to 19 and change. Now it's back up to 20. So it seems like it's trying to make some consolidation in this area right here at the $20 marker. So it's possible that it will probably use that as the support, the new support going forward, build up momentum, and probably try to make another run for it up to the top. We'll see. Or will it go down to the $19? So I'm not eager to jump into that right now because I already made profit on that. So I'm not really eager to jump into that. I already got it twice, made profit the first time, a small loss the second time. So net profit with that. So I'm not eager to jump back into it right now. All right, so when nothing else is worthwhile trading at the moment. All right, so nothing else is worthwhile trade at the moment. So guys, I am going to break away from the live at this moment. And I may jump back on, I may not jump back on for the rest of the day. But so far so good in the morning trades. So everyone have a blessed day, a good day, and I will see you tomorrow if I don't get back on. Right now, there's no action, so just sit and wait in game. So I don't want to bore anyone with that. All right, so see you tomorrow if we don't sign back on for the rest of today.